Greetings everyone, and welcome to our Family Life series organized by the Family and Human Life Unit of the Catholic Archdiocese of Lagos. I am Bridget Esweli, and with me this session is
Martina Ozigbe.
You're very welcome, Martina.
Thank you.
As we discuss a very important issue of teaching sexuality education in the home by the parents. This has become truly an important discussion because many children are abused because they cannot self-protect nor self-preserve. And so it's very important for us at the Catholic Family and Human Life Unit that parents are made to understand the importance of being there for their children and of teaching them what it means to be a girl and what it means to be a boy. I'd like to ask Martina, how does she as a parent think or believe that children should be prepared for sexuality education from age 2 to 7?
Thank you, ma'am, for that question. I like to start by saying that the importance of the presence of the parents is key when it comes to taking care and teaching our children how to prepare them for the sexuality education. So it's key that the parents are present so that they know how to guide the children through each step as they go in everyday aspects of their lives.
And so what I hear you say is that parents have to be present. But we live in an age where mom and dad work. And parents are not, it's not always possible for the parents to be there.
True, very true. So we live in that age. This is why there's a need to have good caregivers. And as much as we have those good caregivers, we need to also follow up with them to ensure that what they are doing with our children, we get positive feedbacks, we see results from what the discussions we have with them. That notwithstanding, even with the good caregivers, we still need the presence of the parents. Very important. So no matter how busy you are, no matter how tight your schedule is, try to make out time to be with the children. Try to find out what these good caregivers have been able to put them through, while you also, make out that no matter how, even if it's late, you come back and try to ensure that during the morning hours, you make that little time, because it also means a whole lot to the children having to feel the presence of their parents.
Thank you very much. I agree with you there, because it is important that parents have personal interactions with their children.
True.
Even when they're bringing in caregivers, they have to be sure that the caregivers have done what they've asked them to do or what they're supposed to do. But more importantly, they establish a relationship with their children.
True.
That's really what we're talking about here. We're not talking about being there 24/7. We're talking about having positive interactions with your children, so that should anything happen to the children, they have a person to run to, a go-to person to speak about those things that truly trouble them. And I think the key focus, therefore, as Martina is speaking to us now, is to hear that being present actually means ensuring that you have that warm interaction with your parents, that they can come to you whatever happens. And that's the key. And parents can establish that irrespective of the number of hours. But we want to say that parents must remember that quantity time is quality time. And so for you to establish quality time with your children, you need to give them time. And that takes me to the next question I'd like to ask Martina. So where do we begin? We know we're there, so what do we say to the children? We have established this interaction with our children. We have good caregivers or bad caregivers, whatever. But we now need to go a step further. Is there anything else we do with the children?
Yes, we need to make the children understand that they are unique, that they are specially and wonderfully made, and that their bodies are the temple of the Holy Spirit, and that God has made them male and female, and that they both have each distinct roles to play as a boy and as a girl.
Thank you very much. What should the parents say to the children then?
Okay. All right. Whilst we are talking about knowing themselves and having to play the different distinct role, as a parent too, I like to say that teaching the child the autonomy of their persons. For instance, if you want to bait your child, whilst baiting the child, you make out time to tell the child, look, watch this. Let's spell what the different parts of the body and how important and beautiful these parts of the body are, and how we take care of this part of our body by ourselves. Sometimes we shy away from calling the names of the body parts. I know of an instance where a little child was being molested because the body part was not being mentioned as that is a penis. It was a special name, and so when the child mentioned that outside, the person didn't really understand what the child was mentioning until the child had to take time to point to the penis. So we should all be able to spell out these different points. And like I said, during bathing, when you're bathing your child, you tell the child, this is your body, this is special to you, so take the body and wash. You guide the child on how to bathe, but let the child do these things by themselves so that they know nobody is supposed to touch them at these different parts of their body, that their bodies are special and to them alone, not to everybody.
And so it's important to teach children the importance of who they are, their dignity as persons, the importance that they have in their family, the preciousness of each of themselves and their bodies. I believe this is important, and as Martina raises this issue, it brings to mind the fact that we must try and remind children who they resemble. They resemble God. They are made in the image and likeness of God. Their life is a gift given to them by God, and no one else can toy with it. And so, this is the first step, I believe, as Martina has just mentioned to us. And she's raised up this question of the human body. As I listened to her, a thought came to my mind. And Martina, I'd just like to share that thought with you. Are you saying that the parent is the first biology teacher?
Very true. Yes. Yes, definitely.
That's what it is. And you don't need to have studied biology. You can see your baby. You can see who your baby is. And so teaching sexuality education begins with teaching your child about her body, the hair, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth. When you say don't put anything in your mouth, it's because the mouth is special. If you put the wrong thing, then you get poisoned. So sexuality education begins by teaching a child how to be safe, how to protect the eyes. If someone's about to slap you, how to remove your face. So these are important. So start your sexuality education by teaching the importance of the hair, the importance of the head, what is inside the head, the brain. The child can see all these things, but the mystery must be created to the child that inside the body is the liver, the kidney, the that. Show them pictures of, they don't understand it, but immediately the mystery of the human person will come upon them. And they know what their legs are for, they know what their hands are for, but they don't see their kidneys and they don't see their heart. Let them touch where they're breathing. And they say, can you see it? They can't, but they know there's a heart there.
And so feel it.
Thank you very much, Martina, for explaining this to us about the parent being the first biology teacher, and that is the first step of teaching sexuality education. Martina, would you like to share any other thoughts with us before we...
I'd just like to say that parents, we should pay attention to our children. Just to share also that we should be careful what our children watch. There's so much in the social media today. Recently, I saw a video of a child who says he wants to become a murderer. This was created from what he has been seeing. We should guide our children. That's why I keep talking about presence. If you are not there and the child is watching whatever the child is watching, it is what is gradually forming in the child's mind. And so the child sees that thing as it's okay because mommy and daddy has allowed me to see it. So they believe it's okay. Let's be careful what we allow our children watch and guide them.
And the way to start that is to teach the children not to watch anything that frightens them, or anything they feel is immodest, or anything they think is they're not proud for their parents to see them watch. Teach the children autonomy. Autonomy of the body is autonomy of the eyes. Control what you watch. Autonomy of what you eat. Don't eat poison. Eat the right things. Autonomy of where you go. Don't step on bottles so that bottles don't cut you. So this whole autonomy is looking after the human body. Thank you very much for having joined us at this series, and we look forward to your joining us again in our next session. Thank you.